So guys, welcome to another show. Again, you know what we're all about. We're all about the cash flow. We love real estate. We love social media. And today is one of those days. We have another special guest. Again, we talked about very briefly before the interview. We're talking from different parts of the world right now. So again, both from Georgia, but just different parts. So again, today we have NiChaun Tanzie-Brooks. She's a real estate investor with five assets consisting of two small multifamilies, one single family, a mobile home, and an Airbnb property. Owning and managing alongside with her family currently, been investing for 2 years, and she's inspired to build her portfolio throughout Georgia and expand to other neighboring states. Real estate investment asset management is a second job for her currently. Primarily, she's an educator teaching kindergarten in Atlanta, Georgia. She is a passionate individual with a desire for growth, both professionally and personally. So very excited to have you today,
Thank you.
NiChaun Tanzie.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks very much. So I would love to dive into the questions and kind of discuss, first of all, the question that I think everybody wants to know, like why invest in real estate and why real estate for you personally?
I chose to invest in real estate because I wanted passive income, the opportunity to generate passive income, and I believed in the long-term value of real estate, and that's why I chose to invest in real estate.
Love it. Straight to the point. No. It's real estate is not a complicated game, right?
No, not at all, not at all.
Yeah, everybody wants the passive income. I mean, with the jobs, with everything
hmm
that's going on right now, I mean, the jobs are a little bit shifting
Yes.
toward, like, it's getting like harder maybe to get a well-paying job. Like if the person doesn't have a
hmm
high degree, like if he didn't finish a fancy university, it might be difficult for a person to position in a good job that will pay him millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
real estate exposes, like, everybody can be in real estate if you just educate yourself, with the right books, like seminars. There's just so much information available out there, right?
Most definitely. I mean, because like I say, I'm a kindergarten teacher
Yeah.
and I also have a master's degree, but at the same time, like you say, it's just not enough. It's just not enough.
Exactly. So can you tell someone, how can they invest in real estate while still having a full-time job? Because this is the current situation that you have.
Yes, it is. It is very possible to invest in real estate, having a full-time job. I do it. I work 7 to 5 just about every day, Monday through Friday, and I still am able to manage my properties. I use a app called Tell Us app, and basically uh, it allows me to know if the tenants are in need of anything. It will allow the tenants to pay their monthly payments. It will allow them to do different things like put in maintenance order. And I'm very close to my hometown, and so I have a lot of support in my hometown. Just gaining those relationships with my maintenance guy. I mean, he's awesome. I can give him a phone call at any time of day. Somebody just called me 2 hours ago and said they had a busted shower head, and he got on it quickly. But I would recommend an app that will help you to just be on top and be aware of different situations that are going on with your properties, and also just having a good support team, a good support system that you know they're going to be there, and as long as you take care of them, they'll take care of you.
Yeah, definitely. Golden words right here. So definitely. So what I see, basically what you see is technology and relationships with people.
Yes.
Definitely good, because technology now, like I'm coming from the, like, digital social media standpoint. I have a company that does that. We work with real estate companies only. So we understand, like, how technology influences real estate businesses and just all the businesses
hmm
all over the world right now. So definitely
Yes,
helps to scale the business easier and to do things easier, to manage those day-to-day tasks. And the key
yes.
word, like relationships, what you just mentioned. So
Hmm.
like before, I'm just gonna transition to another question. So maybe we can, like, how people can like build those type of relationships. And first of all, how do you find this good property management guy, or the contractor, or whatever you need for the property?
Well, in my situation, I had a good family member who was in need of a job, and at the same time, he was a licensed contractor. Um, he had went to school for welding and things like that, and I was willing to give him a job. I was willing to give him a job. And I mean, you just have to get out there. You have to search. I mean, because everybody may not have that good family member who's, willing to just help you out whenever there's a need. But you have to get out there, show that you're worthy of the things that you're trying to accomplish. And once your reputation is out there, and once that reputation is good, people will be coming to you, wanting to work with you, wanting to just be a part of what you have going on. So that reputation is very important, very important.
Because I'm looking from a perspective, like if somebody is looking to get started, it probably will take some time for them to build that reputation. But probably
Yes.
it's a good advice. Like your example just shows, like if you start with like inner circle, like with the family, or people that are
Hmm.
close to you, and maybe start from there instead of reaching to other people that are a little bit far, and building those relationships, well, which is going to take time. So
It's
again,
all about those
coming
relationships.
back to that, do somebody, let's say myself, am looking to get into real estate, do I need to pay some guru like in order to be successful, or should I just go and read the books, or just go seminars? What do you think?
I would suggest you start off small. Local meetups, Facebook groups, investor clubs, chats, things of that nature. Things that because you need your money to invest. you know, you need your money to invest.
Good
So
point.
you want to start off. You want to start off with like local meetup groups and things of that nature, so that you can kind of get a feel, understanding of like the group and what it consists of, and the support that you may have in that group. And it's very important to go to those groups. I feel, before jumping and going to a $2,500, $1,500 seminar. I mean, me personally, I feel like you can gain the same experience and the same knowledge by, like I say, local meetups, chats. I'm always on Bigger Pockets, talking to different people. What else I would say? Um, reading books. I mean, reading books. A good book that I read was The Landlord Entrepreneur by Brian Chavez. That's a good book to read. Your First Year in Real Estate by Dirk Zeller. That's an awesome book to read. But I feel like you can get the job done without spending a lot of your money
Definitely.
for the gurus.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of those right now, right? There's like
Yeah, there are. There are.
every day somebody's news popping up, like, oh my god, I have all these assets under management, and please, like, go and hire me. I mean, there's really good people in the marketplace that you can actually go and reach out. But again, it comes back to the whatever budget you might have at the time given. So
Hmm.
again, yeah, go into the local meetups, which is free most of the time, right? almost
Exactly.
almost free,
Exactly.
maybe a few dollars. You can go like Facebook groups. There's like, again,
Hmm.
coming back to the like social media and the internet, that just you can get exposed, and to all these people that are out there, and you can like, oh, let's grab a coffee.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
so
Exactly.
there's just so
Exactly.
many ways. It's all about getting creative here. So again,
Yes.
you talked about, instead of spending money for a guru, let's say, because again, you have to money to invest into real estate, you have to have that money. So what about
Mm.
investing into real estate with no money? Is that even possible?
Well, I'll tell you this. My honest opinion. is you have to have some kind of capital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's just my honest opinion. Um, Whether you find a partnership, somebody that has the capital and you have the work ethic, that could work as well. Um, I just know that you have to have some kind of capital, you know. I mean, I hear people all the time saying, you can get into this with with no money. And I'll tell you, when I didn't have any money, it was very hard for me to get into the real estate game. I mean, the real estate investment community. And basically, I had to save up some cash. You know, I mean, I just had to do a lot of things. We had family members pull from 401ks. I mean, there was just a lot of things. So you need capital. I'm not gonna say I've heard people say and I've seen the you don't need capital, but my personal experience is yes, you need some type of capital. Um, you could very well go into it doesn't have to necessarily be the commercial with 20% down in the very beginning. You could very well go FHA and do like house hacking and rent and buy a duplex and live inside A and rent outside B. And therefore you're only paying what 3.5% down to get inside this home versus getting a $200-300 building, a $300,000 building, and having to put 20% down. So I would suggest, just based on your pockets and the person's situation, that there are ways to get into it. I mean, you just have to find what works for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, love it, love it. Definitely great advice. So what about real estate? Again, real estate, as we talked, it's a great space to be in. Like if somebody's just working and thinking like, how do I build this like tremendous wealth if it's possible? And real estate is this vehicle that can allows people to build that generational wealth. But
Hmm.
a lot of people are still thinking that it is a get rich quick scheme. So is it?
No, sir. No, real estate investment is not a get rich quick. No. Most of your returns come from tax advantages. Most of your returns come from um, what just tax advantages and long-term wealth. That's the key, long term.
Yeah.
So it's not really, I mean, it's not really me personally. Within our company, we have it set up where no one touches any funds or capital gains like that until 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. Okay. And that's you're talking about these two multifamilies that you have.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Got
Hmm.
it. Okay. So so let's say somebody looked at the budget, they look at the people, maybe there's a potential for them to put the money down for whatever properties. If there's it's a duplex, fourplex, maybe they're looking to get 16 units. So whatever that
Hmm.
might be. So where do people start with creating this business plan when they can execute on? What's the first steps like?
The first step is plan, plan. Research your market. Um, find out which real estate route you want to go. I mean, there are several ways to invest in real estate. So I would suggest narrowing it down to one or two avenues that will help you get into the real estate area. And basically, I just feel like planning, knowing your market, learning about the area, those are very, very, very important before you just get out and say, oh, I want to buy this home. Do your due diligence, learn about the market, learn about the home, get on the community assessor sites, look up the properties, find out who was the last owner. Just
Yeah.
research. That's how I feel. I mean, that's how I got into it. Just doing research and narrowing it down to what worked best for myself and my family.
Awesome, awesome. Because again, the properties that you have currently, they're all in Georgia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So so basically you started in your hometown. How far is the properties are from you? Because you mentioned they're very close, some of them.
Yes, they are about 60 miles south of me, which is not that far. I'm in driving distance most of the time. I'm there on the weekends, and like I say, um, that support team is very, very, very important.
Definitely. So what do you say to people? Because you probably come across these people maybe in a meetups or online saying like, oh my God, there's like the market is saturated with whatever investors like in Georgia and Atlanta. It's full of them. Like you can, because
Hmm.
now it's hard to find good deals, right? The capital is out
Yeah,
there,
it
but
is.
it's harder and harder to find the good deals. But maybe somebody's looking to start out, but they're saying, look, there's no deals in Atlanta, so maybe I should go to Florida, which is not that far. But
Hmm.
again, that's not going to be a driving like possibility to drive and check your properties, and it's going to be too far. So what do you think about that? If people say there's no deals in my town, should they go and invest into the first deals into out of state?
Uh, I don't. Yes, yes. Me personally, so the Atlanta, Georgia market is very saturated. It really is. And so I'm looking now into the Alabama market, which is not so far from Georgia. And at the same time, I'm talking with my team, I'm talking with my contractors, I'm talking with my maintenance guy, and realizing that, okay, this distance here is still, good distance for us to invest here, and still be able to take care of our tenants the way that we need to. I just I say don't let a market stop you. If you can go to uh, a nearby state, a nearby state that people aren't really buying as much in those states. And like I say, Alabama right now, we're looking in the Alabama area at homes and properties. So yes, I would definitely say step outside of your market. And again, research, 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 because you can research those markets as well. I mean, just because you're not familiar with them, you can get familiar with them.
Yeah, and there's websites, there's that available. I
Yep.
mean, if somebody
Hmm.
if somebody is gonna like, if somebody will have any questions related to the websites or data or any type of questions, can people contact with you later?
Yes,
Like
that
later? Okay,
yes, they can contact me.
awesome.
We are basically on Facebook, and that is RWB Residential on Facebook. And I can also be reached by email, and that is rwbmgr@gmail.com.
Awesome, awesome, guys. It's not finished yet because maybe I just asked this question because I just want to know if people can get in contact. We'll give again the details a little bit later, in a second. But first of all, I just want to ask you again. We talked about moving to another markets and investing out of state. So, what do you think? Should people partner with maybe some other people from that state, or just do deals together, or how did that work for
Yes.
you? I mean, do you have all these
Um,
properties by yourself, or did you partner with those?
well, we are partnered with a couple that live in Alabama now. We actually are college buddies or whatnot, and we went to college together. And they actually live in the Alabama area, and we all kind of lived in that area during our college era. But they are still there, and so that again, that's that support system. That's that plus, because if I'm not living there, they are. So I would say, I mean, people that I mean, family members, friends, I mean, look around in their markets, kind of search around and see if they have what you're looking for. And if they are, try to partner up with them and see if they're willing to go in and invest with you or even help you manage it while you're away and just work out a deal with them. So I definitely agree with going outside your market and having somebody that you can rely on to kind of help you oversee while you're not there.
Got it. Got it. All right. So what about investment criteria? What is your investment criteria moving forward to Alabama? What deals are you going to be looking for?
So I'm still looking at small multifamilies. I'm wanting to do something a little bit more than a duplex, maybe like a quad at this time, but I definitely look into the price range of the rentals, the neighborhood, the school systems, the chance of the value appreciating. All those things play a factor when you're looking for a property.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So the data is very important. The jobs, the school systems, and yeah.
Mhm,
So is the
mhm.
jobs
The
more
comps
important?
in the area, the housing price points in the area, yes, all that is very important.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Okay. So moving forward again, kind of a selfish question from my standpoint, having a social media company again, like what is your greatest like real estate marketing tool that helps you? You mentioned this app that helps you to do these day-to-day tasks, to manage
Uh-huh.
those. Is there anything else that you use to like to scale your business, maybe to reach more people, or just in any way, that use social media or any type of tools that help for your business?
Facebook. Right now, we use Facebook. I was listening at one of your podcasts earlier, and you were recommending Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And I said, okay, he's teaching me something that I need to get on now. So, right now,
Awesome.
we're primarily on Facebook. We're linked to Google. But yes, I guess social media right now is one of the biggest marketing tools out there. And to utilize that right now is a great thing. And also word of mouth, because we are from the hometown that we are investing in, and because we know certain people, is word of mouth. I mean, we've got we had a duplex to come available. We had someone to move out. We had a duplex to come available, I want to say in January. And before we can even like put it out there, because our circle knew that it was going to be available, it was rented like within the next 48 hours. We just had to turn it over and get it ready. So
Yeah,
and like I say, when you treat people well, and when you treat people well, those relationships, those really count when it boils down to having a successful business in the real estate world.
yeah,
Those relationships.
definitely. Like from what I heard, you probably watched the presentation that I did on YouTube. I posted that. So what you mentioned is basically the relationships and word of mouth kind of a thing, because it was included into the presentation. You can guys actually go and check it out. I'm going to include a link down below. But it was the Jeff Bezos quote. Basically, he says, if you make customers happy in physical world, they're going to tell 6 friends. But if you make
Hmm.
them happy on the internet, they're going to tell 6,000 friends. So
Wow.
imagine
Yep.
the influence that your business can have if you're gonna make people happy in the physical world, and then they're gonna
Hmm.
tell online like, oh my God, like Tanzie just great did this amazing thing for me. I'm super excited with this. Ratings, everything, reviews, and it just goes from there. So definitely social media, and anything that comes to that is great leverage tools. To expand
Yes.
your business. So
Yes. Yes.
got it. So great, a lot of great, really valuable information. I really thank you, for spending the time. This, it's been 30, 40 minutes because the time goes fast. I don't know, but I
Yes.
really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
I,
Some great stuff, and I can feel like you still have a lot to give. But the time
yes.
is just so. I mean, the time is
Time
not
is
there. So how people again? You mentioned how people can find you, maybe to if they want to ask more questions and go more in depth.
most definitely. Please contact me on Facebook. That is RWB Residential. You can also contact me by email. That is rwbmgr@gmail.com. And I'm available. I'm also on Bigger Pockets as well. You can type in my name, NiChaun Tanzie-Brooks. I'm on Bigger Pockets. I talk to a lot of people, there as well. So those are three ways that people can get in touch with me.
Awesome. And you can find the links down below as well, guys. So it just make it easier for you to find her. But you see, like, I love seeing ladies in the real estate space, because sometimes it could be overcrowded with all the men, like, going. And so it's beautiful to see ladies there. And, if ladies, some of you are
Thank
planning to
you.
go in the real estate space, or you have any questions, men, please, you know, because everybody's starting somewhere. There's different levels in
That's
real
right.
estate. So, you know,
That's
that's
right.
what it is. So really thank you for the time. I really appreciate, you know,
Thank
the
you.
value that you gave, you know, to me, to the audience. And, you know, we all learn something new every day. So really thank you for that. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, again, like it, subscribe, you know, share with friends so more people can learn from Tanzie as well. You know, connect with her on all social media platforms. And I'll definitely
Please.
see you next time. Thanks.
Thank you.